Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's its next move? Let's find out in the chart, shall we? Is Bitcoin going to break down from this symmetrical triangle and head all the way down to crazy target? Or is Bitcoin going to break higher and head all the way up to even new heights of 50,000 or more? We're going to talk about that and more in today's episodes. And man, it's going to be an exciting week for us crypto enthusiasts, because man, you got to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance. We're going to be taking a look at that, and also we're going to be talking about how another bank has joined the fray, right? And accepted Bitcoin into their lives. We're going to talk about the person who's lost like $240 million of Bitcoin and how much I've lost, right? If you're interested in that, also through the years. And also, we're going to be finally talking about the end is near for the US dollar. It seriously is near, as Russia has done something incredible, and we're going to talk about that as well. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. If you like that, please sit down, hit the like, right? Scroll down, right? Don't forget to scroll down. Hit the like, hit the subscribe bell button, and all, right? To make sure that YouTube gets you this information on time. And by hitting the like, you pump your bags. You pump your bags. You pump your Bitcoin bags. You pump your altcoin bags, right? You pump your Ethereum bags, and you want to do all that, right? So make sure you watch the whole video. Okay, let's get started, because Inti's not here today. He's on sick leave, and so remember, this is not investment advice. This is all for entertainment purposes. So please do your own research and make sure that you are responsible for whatever you decide, right? All right, let's head over to let's see what's going on this chart here. Let me just clean this up a bit, right? And there's a lot going on here, right? I know. This was where we broke out from this W here, and it didn't quite complete as much as I thought it would. Of course, right? I was looking for something a lot higher than what it did, right? And yeah, I hope you guys put your stop losses in at break even. Now, if you didn't do at least that, right? I think you guys should definitely remember to always put your stop losses, right? Once we break out, right, set your stop losses, move your stop losses up a little bit, even if you move into break even a little bit, and then especially when you're seeing profit, never turn a winning trade into a losing one. So as it goes higher, right, maybe move your stops to a little bit, so that you get a little bit of profit should this thing come back at you, right, and you don't end up going into negatives, right? Yeah, that would be tragic. So we stopped out at this resistance level, unfortunately, here, and created a new low. We didn't create a new lower low. At least that was a good thing, right? We went down, right? We're creating new lower lows, right? And now it seems to be turning around. And we're actually looking to break this new resistance level. Now, this has now become a resistance level, right? Because it was once resistance before, then it became support. You can see right here it's support, and then now it's become resistance. We broke through it a few times, but now you see that the market's trying to break through it again, and it's having a little bit of trouble. The good news is, right, if we zoom in here, right, and then we draw a trend line here. Let me just zoom out a little bit first. Draw a trend line right here, and then zoom in, then lower the time frame. You'll notice that right here that we broke above this trend line on the lower time frames here, and so we're just back testing it right about here, say. So we're back testing it and seeing if we can see if we could break out of it. So chances are we're going to roll back, retest. Most likely, if you do the what's it called, the fibs, we'll probably just come back to the 61.8, right, on this back test, and then off we go. Probably going to break this level. So yeah, you could look for entries down here, right, at 61.8, and you know, see if this thing can take you to, like, let's see here. You could always do something smaller, right? If we're doing a trade, right, because the trader's got a trade, and you want to do a trade, right? You could always wait for this to break out, right, and take us all the way back up to this key level here which is right at the trend line, the overall trend line of the symmetrical triangle. So this seems like a good, decent trade that can take this thing higher, take you and get you some at least a small amount of profit. If you want, you can you know, trade from a position of strength instead of the breakout and hit the 61.8, taking it all the way to, and doing a stop loss at the 78.6 is one option. Okay. I'm probably going to do exactly that and take this thing to higher levels. I'm gonna just set my break even at 2 to 1, right, and see if this thing breaks out, and that's it, and go from there. Let's see how well I do. Okay. The next thing I want to show you guys, though, I want to show you guys something. Let me just bring up another chart. Something crazy. Oh, wait a second. You know what? I think I have it done on this chart here. I want to show you guys something really insane. So this was the turn here. Let me just make that bigger. I want to surprise you all. All right, and I've got this. I really think this is a solid AB equals CD because one, we've returned to a 38.2, right? And we're starting to consolidate through time, so it won't be surprised. And we're doing higher lows, right? So after that, so I could pretty much assume that this is going to be an AB equals CD, and so if I clone this, right, right here, clone, and then put this over here, right, this brings us to an unbelievable, what the heck, $56,000 is the target price. Wow. And yeah, you could trade this from here, right? Even from here, you can use the what's it called, the breakdown of this level as a stop loss, and of course that's 17% risk, and you can get at least a 3 to 1, right? That's one trade you could definitely do, but you know you have to suffer a lot of pain should this thing fail. 17% loss, but of course you could always do a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, reduce your amount of risk, or you could do high leverage even as well. It's just the amount you're going to bet is going to be very, very small, right, in comparison to everything that you have, right? This way, that 17% is not going to be not going to hurt you that much, right? Because you're doing 17% of what you're actually going to bet, and not their whole portfolio. 17% of your whole portfolio. That's just ridiculous, right? You want to reduce that to something else, something small. So you'd be waiting for a long time, unfortunately, for this to to go through. So that's why most people won't take this kind of trade with a small amount of money, because they're waiting just too long for this thing to execute. Okay. With that said, before I go on to Ethereum, right, I want to talk about my Uniswap token, right, doing very well, starting to move back up again, right, in the world, and we've almost like a $2 million in liquidity, right, and yeah, it's the chart's looking really nice, starting to move around back up. It's hit some resistance at the 0.1 ETH level, but that's all right. And if you want to buy this, right, what you get is access to my Telegram group when you own some DJ15 tokens, right? All you have to do is sign a message, and you can join the Telegram group. I would like to know, right, if I were to, like, right now with Uniswap, the problem, right, with Uniswap is that there's like lots of fees. And the fees are basically the cost of this contract, smart contract, and the smart contract, does a lot of computing in order to do the trade. So that means there's a lot of fees, right? A lot more than if I were to just send you the tokens. I'm wondering, in the comment section below, if you'd be interested in buying the tokens directly from Da Vinci Code's company and selling it directly to you if you pay for it with Ethereum or Bitcoin or something like that. I don't know if we're gonna do that. I just wanted to know. I want to know what the response is on that. Okay. So leave a comment in the comment section. Okay, so we're going to have this sale until the end of the week. So coming this Sunday will be the last day you can get this sale, right? And the prices are going up. So make sure you get in on this deal before the end of this week, or else you're going to be paying more. Alrighty, let's head over to Ethereum, and then we're going to take a look at the dominance. Because it looks like Ethereum wants to like smash through the dominance eventually. It's heading a little down for where it was, but that's okay. I think it's going to break higher on this trend line here. I think it's just trying to spook as much people out of the game here as it possibly can before it goes higher. Let's see here. If we can find a nice that gets all the touch points. There we go. So yeah, it's trying to spook as much people out of the game, but once it breaks this level, actually right up here on the purple line, which is through $1,300, yeah, it's off to the races, right? It's just trying to get to not bring a lot of people along for this joyride. So it's going to really mess with you before it actually takes off. Don't be surprised if we wick below before we actually go. So don't see. I don't see that not. I don't see. I would not. Basically, I would not be surprised if we just wick below, maybe even below the 1165, just to wipe out all the high leverage shorts, longs, and then off we go. So be careful with Ethereum when you're taking any kind of bets on Ethereum. Going down to lower time frames, right? You could see that this thing apparently does not look good, right? If you were to like take out all the drawing tools that I've already got, this does not look good. This looks like it, and here, let me explain why, right? If we take the brush, and I'll show you, right? What do we got here? We got an M, we got another M, right? We got another M, we got another M, right? And another M. We have M's everywhere, right? So this has got lots of lower highs, lots and lots of lower highs. So yeah, overall it does not look good. Now, how many times in the last little while have we seen Ethereum not look so good, not look so hot, and then all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, just goes vroom, straight up, like a straight up lineup. I mean, I've seen it so many times. It's annoying. It's disgusting, right? I'm not going to be surprised if we're slowly is like trickling down, and even at the lower time frames, like absolute disaster, and then all of a sudden, like one big candlestick straight up, right? And they're like, what? What's that all about? Right? So, yeah, supposedly there's shortages on Ethereum. I'm going to look into that on the exchanges. So who knows? Maybe this is true, and that's why we're seeing this pattern being drawn out. And the remaining Ethereum is being used to draw patterns of, hey, you know what? It's dying here. You need to get out. You need to get out. You need to sell. You need to sell. Yeah. So, in order to attract the liquidity that's needed in order for people who want to buy, and that's probably what's going on here, right? That in the last little while, is Ethereum's just so rare. It's on the exchanges. It's just difficult. They're trying to like coax some people to provide liquidity. Alrighty. So now once Ethereum takes off, and I think Bitcoin has more time in the cooking to cook, right? A lot more time. So let me just go to the 4 hour and show you what I mean, right? You can see, right? Oops, let me zoom out. You can see here that this apex here, let me just take that off so we can see that. This apex ends at, let's see here, January 21st. So, no, 24th, actually. 24th. The 24th of January. So, we've got quite a few days before this thing actually decides to resolve. We won't wait until the very end, but which means the alts will have their day as people are sitting around going, okay, I'm bored with this Bitcoin volatility slowly going nowhere. And then all of a sudden, boom, right? Well, of course, it's going to go boom. But between now and then, Ethereum, right, has to make a decision, right, sometime today, right? Sometime in the next, I would say, 12 to 18 hours, right, before the end of this this cycle here, and then decide if it wants to go down or go up. And so I think, and I really think that it will most likely decide to go up. I don't know which way it will go, but if you could trade either way, right? You could wait for it to break decisively, but keep in mind that Ethereum loves to like do that to track liquidity, so be careful with that. You could wait until it breaks, maybe the 64. I would say a little bit lower than that. There we go. Right here. We could wait until it breaks the 1152 level and then take a short to be sure, right? And then, you know, you have to like look with the shorts in this particular asset. It's hard to say that you're going to get much off of it. You should should come all the way back down to the $1,000 level, right? $1,000-ish level, but that I would set the stop losses immediately as things start to break down, because it could have like this is I would say right around here is where you'd see some resistance, next set of resistance, and then of course the next set of resistance would be close to the $1,000 area. Should you decide to go take the short, starting at the 1152 area. just to be on the safe side. I mean, maybe you can break, when it breaks, you can do a short, all right? But honestly, it's probably going to just, do a failed move, because fast move in the opposite direction very, very fast on you. So I would not trust Ethereum on that one. But assuming that Ethereum is going to go up, it's most likely going to take us all the way, right? Let's see here. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Oops. There we go. So Ethereum is most likely going to take us all the way to wherever it breaks out from, to 1600. Right, there might be a little bit of resistance at the 420 and stuff like that, right? Having us come back and check this level and then go higher, but yeah. So I think it's heading up to that level. So I would once we break out, you'd set your stop losses so you don't take too much. You don't take too much heat should it come back at you, right? You're gonna walk away with some profits at least, and then you can redesign. You can come up with a new trade as it pans out. It's a little bit difficult with Ethereum, but that's just the way it is. You have to accept it, the market as it is. Alrighty, let's go back to dominance. Let's head over to the dominance and say, okay, take a look. Now, remember, I've been saying this for a long while, so it's not it didn't hit exactly as I predicted. I was saying 72 was going to be the top. It could always go higher should it break up above the 73 mark. But from way back here, when it first decided to break this downward sloping trend line, I thought, okay, if it breaks this level here, the yellow line, the 62, we could see it head all the way to the 72 mark, and which is like something scary, especially if it comes and breaks this level. That's it. It's over. It's all over but the crying. And yeah, it did that. It did that really quickly, right? And so now, what's the situation? The situation is that once we break through these purple areas, and we break through it decisively, this green line right here, this green level here, oh no, actually I wouldn't say the green one. I would say that this yellow one would end up the 62. Once we break that, it's lights out. Right? Bitcoin is still going up. It's just that altcoins are going to super outperform Bitcoin from there on in. Yeah, so it's going to be a very interesting ride once we break the 62 level, because that's going to be some serious resistance. The 62% level, that broken, it's like the bottom's going to drop out on the dominance, and Ethereum, all the alts are just going to explode. All right, I'm going to quickly go through the news articles for today, because I've been blathering on for quite some time now. So I'm going to head over to Goldman Sachs explores entering the crypto market. CoinDesk reports. Well, shocking. Is it shocking? Not really. I mean, come on, really? These guys been hating hating cryptocurrencies for quite some time, saying that it's garbage, saying that it's not worth it. But they've been buying, right? You know that, right? You're not that dumb, right? You're smart enough to know that, right? And now that they've bought up all the currencies, and now the retail market's here, they're ready to sell it to you guys, right? That's how it works, right? Oh my goodness, at a profit. So yeah, that's how these guys work. So, well, they're called the vampire squid of the planet for a good reason. All right. The next news article is a man has 2 attempts left to unlock his Bitcoin wallet for 270 million in Bitcoin. Right. In an interview with a New York instance, Stefan Thomas discussed he was gifted much more than 7,000 Bitcoin in 2011. Wow, wow! In which 12 months the digital forex opened at 30 cents per coin. Holy smoly, man! I remember back those days, man. I actually obtained a max up to during the times from 2011 to 2013. My total amount of Bitcoin that the maximum I've ever had was 3,700 Bitcoin. I sold some to run the pool, right? Because I used to have a mining pool, and I got a developer to help me build the pool. So that a lot of it went to that developer in that time, and then so I never really amassed a massive like 7,000 amount, but I still feel the pain because you know what, most of that was lost to bad performance on trades because I didn't learn how to trade first, right, and also bad decisions, right. Really bad decisions. Like, for example, I should have kept my day job, and held on to those bitcoins, even because I knew exactly where they were going. But I lived off of bitcoins. I quit my day job and lived off the bitcoins, and that really killed me. As I spent the most when the bitcoin price was around $200, and so yeah, I lost a lot. So I ended up not having as much as I don't have that. I have a fraction of the 3,700 that I used to have. But I'm still way better off than most people. So don't worry about me. Don't lose sleep over me. All right. Gold exceeds U.S. dollars in Russia's reserves as Putin focuses on de-dollarization. I want you to understand the key points of this, right? The dollar is finished. People are protecting their assets by removing the dollars from their reserves, their savings, and replacing it with gold and probably even some Bitcoin, like I am, and Ethereum. Oh, excuse me. So you don't want to be left behind. You do not want to be the one who basically gets holding the bag, the dollar bags. That will not be pretty. That will not be pretty. You want to hang on. You want to buy some dollars, gold, silver, anything real and tangible, right before this happens, because it's when the dollar collapses, it's going to be an ugly thing, right? It's going to be fast and ugly. Most people are being herded into being supported by the government. When the government decides to, hey, raise the minimum wage, right, to $15 an hour, you think that, oh, great, I'm going to get some more money. No, dude, no. It just means that you can't legally take a job for less than $15. So if you don't provide more than $15 worth of value, right, you're not going to get a job, and so you're going to actually live off the government, right? And because of that, you become an extra voter, right? That the government gets, right? When, oh my God, there's no money, so we want to take it from all the people that saved their money and moved into assets because they saw what's going on. So you know what, you vote for me, and I'll take it from those people. That's what they're trying to do, right? So yeah, look out for that. It's going to get ugly, get real ugly. Once the U.S. Dominance with the dollar is no more. Anyways, so remember, right? Um, before I close this the show off, I want to talk about. I want to say that we're going to be doing a Q&A, right? We have somebody else that's got all the questions together for me. So make sure that all of the guys who are watching the show live, that we're going to do Q&A. So if you want to be a part of that Q&A, you want to have me answer some questions, right? This is a very, very small group. All you have to do is purchase Pandora's wallet, and you could join the live stream in the mornings at 8 o'clock Santiago time. Or you could also purchase the DJ15 token, or also you could also participate on the Twitch site for absolutely free. So check that out in the description below. All right, remember, Bitcoin's real, Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it. Cheers, people.